Hello, everyone, and Cody back here with round 2 of my career mode series here on F1 2017, 110% AI, no assists in the Williams. Had a pretty amazing race last time out at Australia, in with a shot for a win, which is just insane. So let's go ahead and get into. Hope you guys like my new stream layout. Spent a little bit of time trying to get this to look somewhat decent. So obviously, with as is the case with last time, we're gonna start off in practice, and we'll do all of our R&D programs, try to earn as many points as we can, and then we'll see what we can actually purchase between the sessions or after all 3 of the practices, just before quali. Yeah, so China should be a circuit, I would say, that should suit the Williams. Let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, let's go ahead and pop onto the laptop here and let's see what we got. Obviously I'm winning the rivalry against Felipe. Williams is still the de facto 5th best team, although that's debatable, depending on who you want to talk to. Let's just take a look at the R&D tree. So for this round, we did get the sort of the general wear, which is 10% down on all power unit components. So that should be good to get that straight onto the car. So hopefully we're not going to have to worry too much about reliability towards the end of the year, so, barring that the Mercedes power unit is as strong reliability-wise as it is in real life. But the one thing that I will buy, and we'll make a decision after practice, I do have enough points now to go ahead and purchase it, but I think I'm going to get this control electronics wear. I want to say somebody a couple of months ago told me that this might be sort of the thing to go after. Just to basically that component wears down all the other components if this one has a very high wear percentage. So if I can keep this control electronics on the lower side, that's going to also in turn affect and sort of keep all of the other component wear down. So we do have a under tray in development, so that'll be on the car for Bahrain, which is round 3. So yeah, I think what we're going to try to do here is have enough R&D to start either I would say a front wing main plane, and then try to get the control electronics. So we'll need 1500 R&D. That's probably a stretch maybe to get it by the end of the practice sessions, but we'll see. We will just see how it goes. I'd say if I get right around 1,000 points, I may as well just go ahead and develop the aero part, since I have the points. Alright, so we'll go ahead and head to practice 1. A 31. How about I go for like a 27.9? That should be doable, right? Alright. So we'll start off with the setup that I used for the Apex Online Racing Top League, which is the China 1 setup. Let's see. I think I'm going to drop the ballast to 7. It's going to provide a little bit more understeer, but I think that'll help in terms of general car balance later on in the stint during the actual race.
Let's update the setup.
Okay, thank you, Jeff. Alright. So, let's go ahead and go out. Let's go on track acclimatization, and hopefully we can knock this one out and get a purple straight away. And hopefully my wheel actually works this time. So it is a bit overcast. Didn't even really think about the factor of rain, so I'm going to try to remember to check for rain next time, as we get an incredibly long AI driving section before I actually get control of the car. I'm assuming that's not going to be until like the hairpin or something, or maybe somewhere down the back straight here. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's good. We got throttle. We got force feedback steering input. That is fantastic. Gotta remember that I'm on the mediums here. Ooh. Back end stepping out big time. I was just playing R Factor 2, so probably gonna have to reacclimatize myself to F1 here. It might take a lap or two. I'm just gonna feed the car around and completely miss that gate. Not sure why that gate is that far outside the racing line, but this actually is a decent tool that Codemasters provide, since there is no R Factor 2 style dynamic track. It really just kind of ramps up at the rate that Codemasters wants the track evolution to ramp up. But these gates will show you sort of where Codemasters wants you to place the car. So if you can more or less kind of hit exactly where these gates are, that's where you're always going to be on the optimal line. We're just trying to get back used to the throttle management. And we'll probably do another lap here. Most likely going to have to in order to get the purple bonus, since I missed a gate. It's probably not going to give me the purple straight away. Try to get as many purples as we can though before we get up to the line. And let's see where that puts us. 425, so we'll have to do one more lap. Hopefully not miss any gates this time. Looking good so far, all purple. I'll read that freaking paragraph there, Ross, as soon as I get onto the back straight. So it's too good to be true to get purples all the way around. It was about the track acclimatization. Oh yeah, that's true, yeah. Probably a good thing. Just to run in lean, save the engine. And that should be more than enough, 505, sweet. Probably could still gain a couple more, but there's no point since I've got the purple score, 50 out of 50 on the research points. Alright. So tire wear management, if memory serves me right, I can really save sort of through out of 12 through turn 13, so long as I'm not too aggressive on the on the left front through there, apparently you can gain a lot of tire wear back. So, just going to try to keep that in mind. I'll go easy through the first and second sectors, and then we'll see where I am in terms of delta when I get around to the end of sector 2. Trying to be really gentle on everything. Already a couple of tenths up here.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Just have a little bit of time to spare. May as well save the tires a little bit through there. Running wide through that section. Already in the purple though before I even get into sector 3. I see it just skyrocketing over to the left. I wasn't even really trying to save the tires there. I'm just gonna kick it into rich. Let's get away from the delta here so it gives us a little bit of time in our pocket. We're just way up on the delta now.
Okay, then that's the end
Wow.
of the program and plenty of useful data.
So there we go. We'll take that one lap and done. We get maximum points on tire wear. And since we're already doing pretty well in terms of knocking those two out, let's go ahead and do fuel saving, and may as well do race strategy. I'm just going to save qualifying. I'll skip ahead to practice 2. Do our qualifying run there, and then we'll see where that puts us. Hopefully I can get purple on that as well. So, just a reminder, if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you think about hitting that subscribe button. I'm going to be trying to do these streams a couple of times a week going forward. 50% races, no assists, hardest AI setting on F1 2017. Going really gentle here through the first sector. Kind of got it back to middle. Do a little bit of lifting through here. Don't want to dance around too much with the delta. Getting a lot of understeer through that section. We lost a couple of tenths there. Thinking we should be able to make that back on the. I'm actually a lot further down than I thought I would be here. But I'm gaining a little bit back here on corner exit. So I'm hoping sort of gaining back on the straight. That's good. Possibly down to my lower arrow on my setup. Do a little bit of lifting coast as we go into the hairpin. Short shifting out of there. Short shifting all the way up to the final corner. Just go down into 5th. Stay in the purple, stay under our delta. And straight away. Purple. Maximum points. Alright. Let's go back to the garage. Doing really well so far. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool where the fuel saving kind of really comes into effect. You see all the red lines just before the braking points. I have no idea why they would expect somebody to lift off about 200 or 300 meters. I mean, that's like legit 200 meters before the before some of those braking zones. All right, and let's go ahead and do race strategy. And go out for a run on these. Yeah, overall though the setup doesn't feel too bad. The AI driver looked like he was struggling there, just to get out of that corner. Yeah, really happy I'm actually being able to knock out most of these in practice 1. That'll cut down on kind of the overall stream time. Don't have to worry about doing all the practice sessions. Alright, so we're a couple of tenths up after the first couple of corners. Way up now, half a second up. So yeah, 38 definitely seems like quite a slow sort of optimal target lap time for a race pace in this car. Been a little bit gentle going into that corner this time. Didn't gain any time there, but didn't also run massively wide. Alright, as we're over 3/4 of a second up, and that's climbing well over 8 tenths. I'm sure it's going to be maybe over a second by the end of the straightaway here. Climbing over a second. Run wide at the final corner, bit of a mistake. Not as good as it's pretty much entirely down to that final corner. I was glancing over at the stream settings, making sure everything was still running fine, and then I just ran right off the track. See if we can get a decent ways ahead again. Yeah, it seems like there's like a 1/4 second to find going through that corner, which is really weird how much time the delta is losing through that first corner in sector 2. Seems like a pretty common place. I mean, it's just a simple hairpin. Run here onto the straightaway. Trying to slow down, kind of going through the just on the immediate exit of the corner, just so I can get back on the full power sooner. We're about the same distance up. A little bit later on the brakes this time. Slid the back end a bit more than I wanted, but I think I'm pretty much on par. Let's make sure I actually go hit this final corner this time. We're going to be way up. 1.1 seconds. And apparently we still need to find time. to a purple score. So we're going to stay out here until we're able to achieve that. We're already 3/10 up through the first couple of corners.
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
Alright, this should be an easy slam dunk. Way ahead of the target time that we're looking for here. Staggering, almost second up yet again. Second up coming out of the hairpin, just like I was on the previous couple laps. And 1.1 seconds up again. And sweet. Optimal pace. We got 50 out of 50. Alright, let's go back to the garage. And yeah, we're way under what the actual delta is. So we're doing sort of right around 37.0 to a 37.2. Tire wear is actually even better than what the projected was. So that's good. So I'm like a second faster than the projected lap time. So the only thing I have left now is qualifying pace. So that's where 2 of those go to a complete race strategy program with 2 different tire compounds. I don't know, I think I might actually skip out on doing that, because like I said, I really don't want to spend too much time doing practice. Let's try to just get in. You know what? Even though it's not going to be great, I do have 2 sets of supers for this qualifying run. So let's go ahead and just do it and see if we can do a good enough lap time. The team will be satisfied. If I'm not quite able to do it, then we'll come back. We'll come back and practice 3 whenever the track is maybe a little bit more optimal in terms of grip. And then we'll see what we can do. Just gonna leave a little bit of a gap to the cars ahead. Put it back up into rich. Make sure we get a decent exit. Didn't want the cars behind to get too close. We do have probably 3 or 4 seconds up to the car ahead, so hopefully we don't. Hopefully we're not interfered with later on the lap. Traction out of there really isn't too bad. Or yet again, about a quarter second up. Still a lot of time right there. And another 10th and a half through that section. Didn't get the best of exits, so. Alright, so about 5/10 up, 6/10 up. Completed the team objective for Sector 2. Got an optimal Sector 2 there, so I think the other goal was to get an optimal Sector 3. So we are catching up pretty rapidly to the cars ahead, but I think we still got a couple seconds, so hopefully as long as nobody stops at the hairpin here, I think we should be okay to get a clean lap in. A little bit tentative on the brakes there, didn't want to overcook it when I'm already up quite a lot. Overcooked it a little bit more than I wanted to into that final corner, but we're still going to beat it by nearly a second. This Van Dorn is getting held up behind Kvyat quite aggressively. Alright, well, because I got traffic now, not really a whole lot that I can do, unfortunately. So I just missed out on getting the purple by like, I don't know, I think it was like half a tenth, based on that. I'll take a look at it here. So let's see, 35.624, yeah, I did a 35.667, so just that tiny mistake at the final corner was enough to cost me. So, yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and retire from this session. And then we'll move on to practice 2. And then we'll, I think we're just going to retire from that just to save the engine.
Are Vettel, Bottas, and Lewis Hamilton. Practice times are on the board then, but no points are on offer just yet.
Kimmy doing almost the same lap time as me, and he's on the medium. Top 3 teams are way too OP. Alright. But I can only manage what I can manage, so we shall see how practice 2 goes. Maybe weather will creep in here. I'm not entirely sure what the weather was. I actually should have checked that before I advanced to practice 2. Alright, so I'm up to 923 R&D. Goal is to try to get to about 1500. I don't think I'm going to be able to achieve that. To be able to start R&D on a couple more components, but so we're at 28% on the wear. So yeah, I guess we'll just have to see where we are after the race here. I'll just go ahead and leave the first power unit in. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go on to practice 2. Alright. Alright, I'm not going to worry about the 5 R&D points for completing a race strategy program on 2 tire compounds. So yeah, let's just save, let's just do what I was saying, and we'll retire straight away from this session. And then we'll have practice 3 to do,
then. Let's remind ourselves of the top 3, who are Hamilton,
we'll have practice 3 to be able to do our
That's it for practice,
qualifying sim, and I think that probably should afford us maybe another set or 2 of the super soft tires. Alright. Alright, so we're already 30 minutes into the stream. If anybody's out there, I'd appreciate if you could like it, share it, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and consider doing that. I'd appreciate it. Convince me to continue these streams. I really do like the convenience of being able to stream, and gives me a lot more motivation to actually want to do the career mode, as I do find it pretty interesting, but doing it without sharing it with anyone is definitely not the best situation. So let's go ahead and advance to practice 3, and we'll go ahead and complete our R&D programs and then get straight into qualifying as soon as we can, get into the more exciting stuff. Alright. Alright, so we're going to go back to qualifying. It actually says I only have 1 set, so we're going to have to make this count. All I need to do is find about half a tenth over what I did last time, so I don't think that's a crazy amount. It is very cloudy again, so I need to be looking for like a low 35.6. Probably should have, well actually I can't take any fuel out of the car. That would have probably helped. Go ahead and take that bollard down at the final corner right away. Nobody likes those damn bollards anyways. Try to just be a little bit more aggressive out of that corner, get a better run. I don't think it really gained us a whole lot of time though. Be late on the brakes here, but just try to get a bit of a better exit than last time. I think we did. Just try to manage this flat. It's kind of teetering right on the edge, but back end kind of wanted to kick out there, so lost a little bit of time there towards the tail end of Sector 2. Just trying to make sure I maximize, get a really good exit out on the straightaway, which I think I accomplished. Alright, let's make sure not to screw up this braking point with this hairpin. I think I did that alright. Gotta take a lot of curb, cut the inside of that final corner, and let's see where we go. Sweet. The 35.411, so that was about a quarter second quicker than what we did in the run in practice 1. So let's go ahead and return to the garage. So exceed a target, sweet. Alright, so that's pretty much everything. You know what? Let's just go ahead and let's see, we can't run medium, so that kind of sucks. We did the we did the other race strategy on the soft tire, so let's just go out on these super softs that I just did those couple of laps on, just to get those extra R&D points. Let's try to maximize the R&D as much as we can. So hopefully I can accomplish this within a couple of laps. And then we'll just get straight into qualifying here as soon as we can. Gotta remember I got a little bit more fuel on board here. Let's go into rich down the straightaways, just so we can try to stay under our target time without much of a problem. Try to be real easy there on the short shifts. Sure to get a good exit. A bit too deep into there. But we're still quite a good ways up. Bit of a lift through that section, not on brand new tires here. A couple more laps of fuel. Down into third and then up to fourth. Wow, and the back end is just all over the place. Just trying to be pretty progressive there on the loud pedal, and it was still not wanting to cooperate with me. But we are still 8/10 under the lap time delta. So let's put this thing back up into rich. Just for a little bit of the straightaway, get us well over a second. A little bit conservatively for the hairpin, although I think that was pretty much actually bang on. Take a little bit of that inside curb, and we're going to be almost 1.5 seconds up. So let's just keep going. Let's see what we can do here. That thing up into fourth straight away, and we're already probably about a tenth ahead of where we were last lap. Bit of a lockup. I was able to actually slow the car down, pretty much right at the apex. Still a bit of a lift through there. No reason to risk going flat. As we go down to third, with this double left, go up into fourth, into fifth, short shift even more, just to try not to have the back end swing out yet again. The back end is just all over the place, even on fairly easy progression. Wow, that is that is really bad. I'm gonna have to watch out for that in the race. I think one stop should be fairly possible. I know in the kind of the league race environment, you could even stretch the supers to like lap 10, and then actually switch to a set of softs to go to the end of the race. But I think in this Williams, might not be the smartest thing to risk that. So I think we're just probably going to go super soft to mediums. Yeah, the medium really isn't a very fast tire, but tire wear in general on this game is not really realistic at all. So the compound isn't just straight up faster for the entire stint like it would be in real life, where we saw Seb Vettel this weekend do still fastest laps of the Grand Prix, even on like 40 lap old ultra softs. Would be interesting if Codemasters were to make that change to the tire wear, kind of in response to that. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure how some of the people that really like the extra tire wear and the challenge of kind of driving around the tire deg on this game. You know, it would definitely be a very big change of pace. But I would love to really be able to push for 10 laps on a stint, and you know, not even have to worry at all about the tires. And I know that I can just rag them to hell all the time. Take a bit of that inside curve. I got somebody behind me. Not exactly sure who, but I'm 1.3 seconds up again. And we completed. Okay, so we had Bottas. Not really a surprise there to see some arrows pop up. It's pretty much only going to be either my teammate or the other cars that are ahead of the Williams. All right, so super soft time. I mean, you can pretty much see right there that you know, that my first initial lap was really fast, but then second lap, bang. I mean, yeah, they already had a couple of laps of tire drop off performance on them, but still, you know, even after just you know, like 3 or 4 laps, they're pretty much evening out with the softs on actual overall pace. So yeah, pretty much everybody looks like they're out on track at the moment. So I got all the team objectives done, just like in Melbourne. We're 40 minutes in, so we're in practice 3. So let's just go ahead and retire from this session, and we'll see where we are going into qualifying.
Quick look at the classification at the end of the session then.
Nice, we're
Here are your
P5.
top 3. Hamilton, Ricciardo and Kimi Räikkönen. Thank you for joining us for free practice today. We'll be back with more Formula One action very shortly.
Nice, only a 1/10 and a half, give or take, off of or no, about a quarter second off of Ricciardo, and he was on the super softs as well. A couple of tenths ahead of Perez. No idea where Felipe is. Wow, down in 16th, 37.5 on the softs. No idea what program he's been running during these practice sessions, but he's been very far down there. I think only in the top 10 once in practice 2. Alright, so this should be interesting. I still haven't even checked the weather, so I have no idea what it's gonna do going into qualifying. Let's see if I can actually remember to check it. I should be able to check it here in the lounge before I go in to actually do qualifying. Alright, so we're up to nearly 1,000. Let us see. So we're at 31% overall wear. Doesn't seem to be too bad. I was really hoping to actually, since I did every single R&D objective, I was really hoping to actually get 1,000 points so I could go ahead and commence the work on the front wing main plane, the aero update, but it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. So, yeah, I guess we can just go ahead and jump into qualifying. No way for me to check the weather, so this will be pretty much a shot in the dark. Hopefully it's hopefully
We'd like
it's
to welcome you from
okay.
wherever
Good.
in the world
It's actually
you join
dry.
us today.
All right.
Okay, you should be able to get into the next qualifying session easily.
Well,
So try to get a hot lap in early so we can save the tyres.
I appreciate your confidence, Jeff. Let's go ahead and make sure we got our setup on. I'm not entirely convinced that this setup is ideal, but it did get me pole in probably the most competitive league on the game, so I probably shouldn't question my logic. So we got 3 sets of supers and then 1 set of softs. Yeah, I still think the super soft to medium strategy is going to be the way to go for the race. If I use 1 set of supers now, I'll have 2 for Q2. So yeah, I think I'll be all right. I'll just run I'll run 1 set of supers now. Let's see. So let's go ahead and check the weather. Considering I mentioned that at least 3 times now, and I still haven't really paid attention to it. So the qualifying, let's see, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15. Hopefully it'll give us a 30-minute here, or 20-minute. I guess there's not really any way for me to know. It just seems like it's going to be somewhat partly cloudy. 45 minutes in, still cloudy. So do I have an hour? 90 minutes in, still cloudy. Okay, so that's going to be completely dry for qualifying. And yeah, 45 minutes into the race, 50% race, so be overcast at the start, but shouldn't be raining. So we had a completely dry session here. So yeah, let's go ahead and head out, and we'll go on to qualifying. So we just ran this lap here in rich mix. So we're just kind of sandbagging a little bit.
You need to pit within the next 2 laps.
Yes, Jeff, it's qualifying. Why do you need to worry about fuel? I mean, seriously, man. Really tempted to turn them off. Alright, cool. So we're in the 34s. So we're still ahead of Perez. That is a good sign. So we're ahead of the Force Indias. Or at least one Force India for now. We'll take a peek here at the order, and then we'll just kind of monitor everything, monitor the live timing, and we'll go ahead and accelerate time. And I would imagine we're probably not going to be under too much of a threat. So we're 7/10 ahead of Felipe. So that's a pretty comfortable margin to have. So yeah, we're P6, actually even ahead of Max in the Red Bull for now. That would definitely be something to out-qualify one of those guys. But now I guess yeah, he went and did a much better lap. So it looks like we got 4/10 over the Force India. So we're just kind of sitting here in the no man's land, kind of 7/8 between the top 3 teams, the back end of it with the Red Bulls, and yeah, sort of the Formula 2 back half of the grid, or back 2/3 of the grid. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much about maximum. So yeah, I don't know how much time the Mix 4 is going to give me. I don't know if it'll be enough to be able to challenge the Red Bulls, but you never know if they don't get a good lap in or something. There's always the possibility that I might be able to start higher up than P7. But P7 is pretty much just going to be the goal for now. So there's this quick spam through the setup. And like I did say earlier, in case you weren't listening then, that was the setup that I used to get the tied for the pole position in the AOR F1 League race. Unfortunately, the race didn't go very well. So yeah, I guess we may as well, since we're already warmed up. I did not mean to actually to drive out. But yeah, looks like. Anyways, looks like we're just gonna go ahead and have to do this now. Unless I can return to garage before I actually get out on the track. Maybe as soon as I get control here, maybe I can return to the... Oh no, I still can't return. Maybe now? Okay, cool. We got plenty of time here, so nothing too crazy, and I don't imagine that it's gonna wear my tires. At least I would freaking hope not. Let's see. So yeah, there was 3% wear on them. That is not great, but it could be worse. So let's make sure not to drive out this time. Let's do a flying lap. And yeah, hopefully we got a little bit more. Oh man, I was really hoping not to have anybody in front of us. Looks like we have a Force India, massive Pink Panther. Hopefully, they're finishing up a hot lap or going to go in the pit lane here. Nobody else around me, so I can always afford to back off here out of the hairpin. And this lap we are going to run a mix for. Alright, so apart from the hairpin there, and the fact that I lost a couple percentage points off the tires because I flubbed up. I just didn't want to do that drive out of the pits. Yeah, so I think that's a fairly good lap. I think goal for Q3 is to get into the 33s, which I would say should be possible. As of right now, we're actually just ahead of Ricardo, and I mean we're only 0.3 off of pole. I'm sure the guys at the top are going to do much faster lap times when they turn up the wick and whatever boosts they have in order to go faster here in Q3. But 0.3 off the pace, that is really not bad at all. Yeah, I think I just dropped a hell of a lot further down. Yeah, 0.8 by the end, and Felipe. Wow, he's 1.5 seconds slower than me, nearly 1.6, and yeah, P11. Man, I guess it's not the worst place in the world to be, but yeah, that's really, really bad. No idea why he's so far off the pace. Could be my setup, but I kind of doubt that since I don't feel doesn't feel 100% comfortable all over the place. But yeah, let's go ahead. We're into Q3. It's objective. It's where we wanted to be. We still got 2 brand new sets of tires to use here. So we'll go ahead and just take out that extra half a lap of fuel that we were running with before. It's probably not gonna add. That probably wasn't adding much of anything to the lap time, but may as well take it out. There's no reason to be running it at this point. So yeah, I think if we can just clean up a few more corners, and maybe if the grip levels have gone up just a little bit, track evolution, yeah, we should be looking at a fair shout of a 133 here.
Fuel is marginal. We're close to using up the load. Pit in within 2 laps.
And I can absolutely thank Mercedes-Benz. Holy crap, for that lap time. It was actually 1/10.5 down on Ricardo through the middle sector. And I was a little bit tentative going into the hairpin, but just didn't want to overshoot it, like I sort of slid through it on the lap at the end of Q2, so yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. Still think there is a little bit of time to find. So yeah, since I have the tires, let's just kind of see where we are after these guys do the runs. There's 5 minutes left, so we're just going to kind of advance the time a little bit. Interestingly, these guys chose not to do run at the beginning of the session. So I don't know if that's them trying to save tires for tomorrow, trying to save an extra set of super softs, or maybe they're trying to save engine wear, engine performance over the season. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, let's go ahead advance time just a little bit here to about 3 minutes to go. So yeah, let's just go ahead and just go, because we may as well just be out there on the track, just in case we're so we're still P3 there by the indicator. So we're even ahead of the Ferraris, which is just crazy. Who knows if they actually set lap times yet? But I think they're all on cooldown laps actually. So if we actually managed to qualify P3 here, that would be absolutely crazy.
30 seconds left in the session.
No idea how far the Mercs are ahead of me, but let's go ahead and knock that bollard over, get it the hell out of the way. Now let's go for another lap. Wow, already a 10th up. Looking good.
Nice job.
Wow. So didn't improve on position there, but so Vettel did a good lap there at the end. I was a little bit tentative going into that final corner. Lost just over a 10th, but wow, that is just crazy.
It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the Grand Prix itself gets underway.
Absolutely crazy. So not only are we ahead of a Red Bull, but we're ahead of a Ferrari and both Red Bulls. Absolutely crazy. And I mean, this is on the hardest AI setting. I'm really surprised. So yeah, it looked like it was a dry race, if I can remember properly. So we're just an hour in, just over an hour into the stream. Yeah, so this race should be I guess somewhere in the upper 30 minutes. 28 lap race, give or take. So yeah, I think we're pretty much just gonna go with what I was saying before. We're just gonna go with the super soft and medium strategy. We'll see if the other guys, we'll see if they two-stop. I have a feeling that maybe they will, considering that they didn't go out at the beginning of Q3. But at least we actually outqualified Felipe this time, so that's really good, and we didn't crash out. Haven't lost force feedback yet, so who knows if that was actually fixed in the patch. Probably should find a piece of wood to knock on, so hopefully it doesn't happen to me before the race starts. But yeah, we got 1,000 points, and since we have 1,000 points, I think we should just go ahead and develop this front wing. I'm not going to get it until Russia, but you know, hey, I think that's a good thing to do. So yeah, we'll go next time whenever we get to 500 points. We'll go ahead and buy that control electronics before we put in the second power unit. So we'll try to run the same power unit here, we'll get the 500 points during the R&D testing for Bahrain. So then that'll decrease the wear on all of the power units going forward, and obviously on the tail end of this power unit. But considering this one's already at like 30% wear, and we managed to qualify, so yeah, it's a 35% wear. So, and we still managed to qualify P4 in only a few tenths off pole in a Williams. That's very impressive. Who knows if I'd have had a fully healthy power unit there. But yeah, I'm sure the other guys probably don't have a fully new engine in the second race of the season. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the race. Just try to keep it clean here at the first corner. Last thing I want to do is knock myself out of an extremely good position.
Hard work, We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race.
And we'll go ahead and let Crofty run through the starting grid.
Fantastic qualifying from the multiple world champion, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Bottas and Williams, Kimi Raikkonen and Verstappen, Perez, Ocon, Grosjean and Felipe Massa, Hülkenberg, Sainz, Daniel Kvyat and Alonso, Palmer, Ricciardo, Stoffel Van Dorn and
Okay,
Pascal
so Ricciardo
Wehrlein,
had a penalty
Ericsson,
anyways.
and Kevin Magnussen rounds off the grid.
So
And
Red Bull
now
already
it's time to head down
quite a
to
few
the
penalties.
track.
Max got penalized at the first round, and now we have
You qualified higher than we expected, so let's try to build on this position throughout the race.
let's try to build on it, Jeff. Seriously, we got faster cars all around me. So yeah, let's go ahead and put 30.5 laps. I think that'll be fine. Race looks fine, like I said, in terms of weather. So yeah, I think we're in good shape here. The only thing I'm going to try to change is on strategy. Let's see if there's a way that I can move this over to the medium. We'll try to do like 7 laps. I think that's probably fine. And then we'll go. I don't think there's any way that I'm going to be able to remove the stent. No. So we'll try to go 7. We'll see if we can do that. Obviously the tires are a couple of percentage points higher than I wanted them to be. But yeah, we'll try to go 7, and then we'll do what, 21 laps on the mediums. It's probably going to be pretty tricky. So it's saying at the end of lap 26 they'll be at 71%. They'll be at 65. So yeah, let's actually go for lap 8 for the planned pit stop there. Yeah, it still won't let me remove that stint 3. So yeah, let's try to go 8 on the super soft, and then we'll go 20 on the medium. All right, let's try not to lose any of our car here at the first corner. Wow, absolutely insane start. So let's just go ahead and take it then up the inside of Lewis, as there was a little bit of contact. Wow, I don't know why in the world he stayed in it there. I was way up the inside, and then he just tried to basically turn in. He should have just backed out of it. So I think that sent Vettel pretty wide. Look at that, we're into the lead of the race straight away. And we're going to have a very angry pack of Hornets behind us, trying to clear the way, as I'm fairly certain the top 3 teams are going to have higher pace than us, as Hamilton already just all over the back of us. So yeah, the tire wear percentage is already in the teens, as Lewis is eyeing up a move already. Causes us to, he was really filling my mirrors there, so already pretty tentative. Go ahead and go into Rich. Let's see if we can defend the position from him. It doesn't look like he is gaining on us too much. Let's back it into standard. sure we don't brake too early for that corner. Short shift into third, get a decent exit. See if we can put our head down here and maybe not be able to open up a gap, but let's just try to do some consistent lap times. Closed up on us, unsurprisingly, in the first corner complex there. Probably should be lifting off there through that fast left instead of trying to take it flat, but so once again, Lewis is just very, very fast off of that double left, just closing in rapidly. We'll back this thing, put this thing back up into Rich. Let's see if we can defend again. I think he's pretty much about the exact same distance behind. The good thing is we do have pretty much the same tire wear all the way across, as Lewis is really trying to eye up a move now. He's going to go up the inside. I think we'll just go ahead and give it to him. Just kind of opened up the steering there and understeered. So Kimmy is actually, oh okay, so he's on the soft tire.
DRS is now available.
Vettel does the fastest lap, so Kimmy and there's a Hamilton, Kimmy and Seb followed up there, boom, boom, boom with fastest laps. So like I said, there's really no reason to try to hold Lewis up too much if he gets alongside me like that and goes for a move. We've got fuel later in this for later in the race. Got 2.5 laps extra. Let's just try to drive smoothly here. Bit of a lift there and a downshift. Let's not carry a crazy amount of speed through that corner, even if it just saves our tire wear just a little bit. Try to be nice and progressive and easy on that throttle. Let's not overshoot this corner. Short shift into fourth, into fifth. Go up into mix 3. Let's see if we can defend from Kimmy. I guess it's lap 3, he should have DRS. So we'll give him the inside if he's able to get the toe, mix 3, DRS. If he's able to get alongside me, then fair enough. Look a little bit early there for the hairpin, and then didn't turn in early enough to actually make the corner. All right. So Lewis setting absolutely stupid lap times. Unsurprisingly, about a second and a half up. It looks like the sun has decided to accidental downshift there into first. Sun has decided to come out to play. A bit of a lock up and a slide there. Didn't really mean to do that. But still keeping Kimmy at bay. So the AI are really able to follow me there quite closely. It's probably a good thing that that he is actually on the soft tire and not the super soft, because otherwise I'm sure he'd have went straight past me, just like Lewis did there on the second lap. So he's going to have DRS again. Not sure if he's going to be close enough this time either, as it doesn't look like he will be. Make that corner a lot better than it did last time. faster on that lap. Not by a lot though. Still just trying to keep it neat and tidy. Not doing anything overly excessive that will sort of severely spike the tire wear, because we're still fairly even across all of them at the moment. We're pulling away though from the rest of the pack. It's a good thing I don't have a massive train of cars behind me, otherwise I would know that the AI still has some serious problems when it comes to overtaking, but it's actually, I think, just me and Kimmy that have just kind of pulled away ahead of P4. Obviously, no way for me to tell who that is. I think Felipe's still hanging out right there around the 10th position, as it looks like Kimmy might be a little bit closer this time. See if he goes for any kind of a dive bomb or some kind of a late lunge. As it looks like he decided against it. Sure, if he wanted to, he could have absolutely done that. As Lewis comes into the pits, well, that's pretty much a slam dunk two-stop then, since he's pitting at the end of lap 5. I'm still able to do fairly consistent times here. 3 laps within a 10th. I'm not exactly feeling the crazy drop-off in tire performance like he was. As I say that, I lock up into the hairpin. That wasn't entirely down to tire wear or anything. That was just my mistake. Just do a little bit of lifting through here, just to try to protect the tire. Short shift into 4th, into 5th, and then let's go ahead and go up into Rich so Kimmy doesn't get too close to us here. Bit of a lock up there on the left front. I was just a little bit offline, so it kind of got in the marbles and back end stepped out. I think Kimmy is, yeah, he's definitely a little bit closer than he has been in the last couple of laps. So we'll see if he goes for a move this time. He is all over the back of me, but still the might of I think it's Bricksworth, the Mercedes AMG power unit is able to keep him behind for the time being. As we run just a little bit wide there, Kimmy probably could have dove up the inside. I was distracted by that. I don't know what kind of plane that was landing. It looked like it was about to land on the pit straight there as I was coming down through there. So a bit of a rear lockup again going into that corner. No front lockup this time. But yeah, I think the tires are actually holding out a little bit better than I thought they would be. Still not going to try to go for the soft compound though. As much as it would be really nice to be able to do that, I really don't think it's worth the risk. That being said though, the tire wear here on this Williams has not been quite as bad as I would think. Is that Jetliner has either made a very fast loop back around the circuit, or that's they've got fairly air traffic heavy runway there as Kimmy lines up yet another move, but for some reason chooses not to go up the inside, even though he just pretty much almost drove straight into the back of me. As Kimmy stays out for another lap. Unsurprisingly, see that plane in the distance there. So didn't run wide this time. So just being really gentle on everything. I'm sure I could really push the car a lot more if I really needed to in some of these traction zones. Leave it in lower gears and whatnot, but no reason to bother risking that. Just dropping into 6 there just to slow the speed, so I'm not carrying too much apex speed on that left front tire, or I guess the front tires in general. But yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and box at the end of this lap. Thank you, Jeff. So we got another plane landing over there. I hate to be somebody who's working on the terminal there. It'd be nice if Kimmy went ahead and just overtook me this time. I'm actually going to bump it into lean, just to brake a little bit early. Doesn't really help us a whole lot, but say no restarts in here, so better be safe than sorry than trying to go full throttle. Alright, slow down for the pit lane. And yeah, we should be pretty much good to go. We got the Red Bull crew out. So as Hamilton does the fastest lap of the race. And a nice 2.4 second stop. No holds or anything there. So we'll go back up into standard.
We'll be doing one more stop today.
No, we will not be doing more than one more stop, Jeff. Let's just go ahead and run it in Rich here for the outlap, just in case Kimmy pits or something here. You never know. Might be able to. I'm sure his pace will be a lot faster though, than on those old softs. He was obviously being held up behind me. Curious though how it took Lewis as long as he did to actually set fastest lap. Figured that would have been fairly easy. I guess unless he went onto the medium tire, then it would have been fairly close. Yeah, we still got almost a lap and a half of fuel to burn here, so we'll run in Rich for the rest of the lap here, and then we'll pump it down into standard, and then we will yeah, just try to run it in standard for the rest of the race, and then bump it up into Rich, kind of, you know, on demand whenever we might need it. So it looks like Felipe is going through first couple of corners right now. So we are going to come out well ahead of I think that was Perez that was in the pits there. He's just coming out right now. So we're quite a few seconds of Perez. So it looks like he came out in traffic, so if he's going to be held up behind somebody, that would be very beneficial for us. But I don't think Perez will be.
Is looking really good. You're managing it well.
I don't think Perez will be much of a threat. Jeff talking to me just as I go into a braking zone there, causing me to lock up. Right up behind Julian Palmer in P7. I'm sure if he was running P7 in the actual Chinese Grand Prix earlier this year, he might even still be driving a Formula 1 car right now. But yeah, we got Verstappen on the super softs, becoming ever larger in our mirrors. Let's go ahead and put this thing into Rich. I don't know why in the world you're defending, man. Let's try to clear him before the braking zone, which we do manage to do, but we have to lock up just a little bit just to Still make the apex for the corner. It's fine though, as we do have multiple drivers going into the pits. I think, yeah, Palmer's actually staying out for another lap. Oh, as we got Verline out of the race, and he's parked up sort of right there in the last corner before you get onto the pit straight. So I guess it's like, or onto the long back straight, so it's like turn 11, 12. This shouldn't really cause anything, maybe a virtual safety car, but imagine since it hasn't, nothing's come out yet, we probably should be safe here. So Verstappen is definitely going to want to get past me as fast as he can, since he's on another set of the super soft tires, which I guess the AI saved through not going out during that the first 6 minutes of Q3. These mediums actually don't feel bad at all. Definitely a lot more grip than the really dead super softs there towards the end of the stint. Alright, so Verstappen obviously within the RS range. I'm not going to worry about burning fuel or anything, just keep this thing in standard. So yeah, I mean, kind of the objective here, you know, we're running in a podium position. Alright, so it looks like we've just hit our engine limit. I guess maybe about 40% on the engine, so we're going to lose a little bit of power throughout the rest of the race, which is a little bit disappointing, but okay, so we hit 50% on the internal combustion engine. As Kimmy has just come out on the mediums, so he did do the one stop, the soft to the mediums. That's pretty good on his part, but I didn't really lose too much time to him. Just about a second, maybe about a second and a half or so. So we now have Carlos Sainz out of the race. Looks like he's pulled off there at the end of Sector 1. About turn 6, 5, 6 territory. So actually we have Vettel and we have Verstappen tucked up behind us at the moment. So like I said before, not going to worry about defending. If he's able to get a run on me when I'm in standard mix, then I will let him through. So looks like he was not able to do much. So, sun is coming out more and more, getting less cloudy. No idea if the track temperature is really going to affect anything on the car in terms of performance. We'll see. I think the car actually feels pretty good. So, as long as I'm quite gentle, short shifting and everything, I'm feeling fairly confident. Just walking up the rears and sliding into that corner there just a little bit. Just try to maximize the width of the track there. Didn't quite clip the curb there in the white line as much as I was hoping we would. But yeah, we're just going to leave this thing in standard. Like I said, we are burning just a little bit of fuel every lap, like 0.03, 0.04. I could probably be doing a little bit more short shifting, but I'm not going to worry about that too much. Just know from experience as Vettel's thrown it up the inside of Verstappen into the hairpin. getting quite lucky there not to pick up any corner cuts or anything for the final corner. Just trying to do some consistent lap times still. So Vettel has cleared Verstappen. So we're up to 51% on the engine. So that's, yeah, maybe a little bit more wear than we wanted, sort of up to this point. I was hoping maybe we would still be above 50% after the conclusion of this race, but we're already over 51, and we're only halfway through. So Vettel hasn't attempted anything crazy yet.
Would you like to keep to the current plan or try the new one?
As Jeff is recommending a change in strategy, which he does every single race to no avail. Even though I know exactly what I'm doing, Jeff. You can fire the strategist, I seriously don't care. But I'm just going to go ahead and let Seb pass me here. No reason, and no reason whatsoever in defending it. Come on. There's a little bit tentative there of going through on the inside. We'll get a helping hand of DRS and a little bit too much curb out of that final corner. But yeah, we did lose about a half a second there going through that hairpin. That shouldn't harm us too much. So Seb still has another pit stop to make. I think Kimi is definitely doing the one stop today. He's already about 5-6 seconds up the road. So yeah, obviously no chance of catching him, and Lewis is already here at the end of Sector 2, as I'm barely in Sector 2. So Lewis still has another pit stop to make, but I think it'll be fairly similar to Australia. I think he'll probably pit if he hasn't already got a pit stop advantage over me. It should probably happen fairly soon. Just gonna run Rich there just for a second or two, going on the back straight, make sure Max doesn't have any chance of being able to overtake things. I'd imagine Vettel's probably gonna pit. Yeah. As Max actually stays out for another lap, interestingly. So we basically have almost a full pit stop ahead of Vettel. So we go into second, as Hamilton is coming into turn one right now out of the pits. So I'd imagine that Lewis is probably on the super soft, double super soft and a soft stint. Ran just a little bit too far wide there. I was just trying to get a wider apex to try to wider turn-in angle just to put a little bit less load on the tire. At least
information on Hamilton.
They
seem to have an issue.
Okay, so Lewis is slowing down. Oh wow. That's actually that's put me off.
We're at +1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
So Lewis has completely stopped his car just at the end here. Not stopped it, but he's at the end of Sector 2, crawling along, the yellow flag out. So this actually could be incredibly promising for us. As Vettel's going to have to make up an entire pit stop. unclear as to what Lewis is doing. It must not be a power unit failure or anything, because yeah, he's just limping along the back straight, so going very, very slowly actually. Probably like 40-50 miles an hour. Say at the rate that he's going, I'll catch him before he even makes it back to the pit lane. I'm guessing he'll probably have a puncture, but that's gotta be the worst luck I've ever seen, because he just came out on those tires. It's not like he stayed out too long on the set and then they punctured because of wear. He had just pitted and came out on a brand new set of tires, as he is now at the hairpin. But yeah, I'm gonna guess, since there's a sort of a perpetual yellow flag out, he's crawling along. He definitely picked up a puncture, so that is yet again some crazy script that has dropped Lewis Hamilton completely out. So now Grosjean, who's in P3 at the moment, I'm sure he still has another pit stop to make, has a problem with his car. So very interesting times here, as looks like the as it just looks like the field is falling apart towards the end of this Grand Prix. So it looks like Lewis has finally returned to the pits, and he's made his pit stop. He's just merging back out now, and he's lost an entire lap. That's crazy. He's come out just ahead of Perez, and he's actually getting blue flags just like he did at Mexico. But unlike in Mexico, I really don't think anyone ran into him to cause that puncture on his out lap. But unless that actually was the case, I might go back afterwards on the replay just to see exactly what happened to Lewis there. It would have been lap 17 or 16. So yeah, that's just gifted us a free position here as we are going to the end. Not even really going to worry about looking at our tire wear. Just hoping that nothing really happens with the power unit. But I think I'm going to have to probably put this one as a reserve and just kind of run it from run it in the practice sessions from here on out. Don't want to risk running a combustion engine that's just going to end up combusting way too much. End up like a McLaren Honda out there. So we got almost 15 seconds over Felipe. 19 laps into the race. I'm guessing that he probably stopped on the, or started from P11 on the soft tires. And he's doing the one stop as well, so he went, and is now on the mediums. So he's holding up that train at the moment. Hopefully he doesn't have to pit again. That'd be really good to get a double Williams podium.
Okay, remember to pit this lap.
No, Jeff, I am not pitting. That is not the strategy that I selected before the race. so still plugging along. Already dropped 15 seconds behind Raikkonen. So it looks like he's shunted me off in the first race from the lead to pick up the win in Australia. But I think he's going to run he's running a clean race this time. I'll let him throw my end lap just to be a nice guy. And that has released him well and truly into a fairly controlled race win. Looks like Seb has gotten past Felipe. So I've got a 14.4 second gap to try to hold off on Seb before the end of the race. So I can probably afford to bleed about just over a second a lap. Still managed to hold him behind me. I do have this Mercedes power unit. You can always, I got a little bit of spare fuel, so I'll make sure to hold on to it for the last couple of laps, just in case I do need to defend from him. P3 was all fine and dandy at Melbourne. We're in prime position to actually go one better than that here. Not exactly sure how much time I've already lost to Seb. Remember to look up here during the end of the first sector split. Hopefully he's not under 11. Okay, he's still 13 seconds back. I think this is doable. I think it's really just the middle sector where I tend to lose the most amount of time to the cars, to the sort of the overpowered top three teams, who seem to have a lot more pace than me in that middle sector through those high-speed corners. As we lost pretty much an entire second. That is not good. We have almost the entire back straight on Seb. Looks like Felipe is still holding down P, and just as I say that, holding down P4, but it looks like he's just been overtaken by somebody going down the back straight, and I'm guessing that's probably going to be a Force India. So we have another jumbo jet landing. Just in the fields on the other side of the first corner. As Vettel does a fastest lap with a 36.0, so that was 2 seconds faster than my last lap. He is definitely on a mission to try to catch me here. All we can do here is just be as smooth as we can, as progressive as we can. Not make any mistakes until we really need to defend from him. In terms of like actually risking anything. This has brought that gap down under 10 seconds now. I think if he's able to maintain this pace, he's definitely going to have a shout at being able to catch us by the end of the race. Have a bit of a luck up there. I'm just trying to just push the tires a little bit here. Don't want to burn any fuel, but also don't want him to close down the gap any more than he already is. We're 19 seconds behind Kimi now. as he does another fastest lap, 1.2 seconds faster than me. Actually, no, 2.2 seconds faster than me. Wow, that's crazy. Now I've gotten that gap down to 8.5 seconds. So yeah, not exactly the most exciting race in the world when it comes to on-track action. Nothing like nothing like in Melbourne in that regard, but it's taking almost another second out of me there in that middle sector. But yeah, just trying to fill kind of this this crazy void with some kind of play-by-play, second-by-second commentary. Hope you guys enjoy it. Definitely, this isn't something that I'm kind of accustomed of doing. But yeah, trying to listen to someone, what they're telling you during a race when you're really trying to concentrate. That's really the hardest thing for me to do. This kind of filler audio is it's not really too difficult. So I saw the prancing horse, that scarlet red, just as I was coming around the other side of turn 2 and 3 there. So Seb getting ever closer. Dropping 21 seconds behind Kimmy now. 6 seconds back to Seb. I think it's inevitable that he will catch me here with about, let's say what, 1.5 laps to go. But even if he is able to catch me, it's not the end of the world. We'll still can get a podium out of this. So. So we're not burning a whole lot of extra fuel, even though we're in standard. Not really short shifting a whole lot. 'Let's take a look at these tires. All right, so the left front's at 52. Yeah, I think that's going to be more than fine to make it to the end. 22 seconds now behind Kimmy. Seb is just 4 seconds behind. He keeps catching me at about 2 seconds a lap. Then he will pretty much be right on the back of me as we go on to the penultimate lap of the race. Seven. I feel the tires definitely starting to slip away. Wow, he is extremely close already on the mini-map. Didn't really mean to drop down to first there. So yeah, I think pretty much what I said. Yeah, 2.3 seconds, so pretty much at the end of this lap he's going to be right on the back of me. let's hope that we have enough, either enough pace or enough rich mix to burn down the straightaways that we can actually keep them behind me.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Ooh. Really trying to push it on the tires now. Seb is only a second behind and just made a mistake there. I think that pretty much means he's going to be in DRS range. I really don't want to burn the fuel if I don't have to. Don't have a look back button map as far as I know, so we're just going to have to rear view mirror drive at this point. Let's go ahead and kick it up in a ridge down the pit straight. Not a good exit. Good thing I did that. We set our personal best. Just kind of defending the inside there if he wants to overtake us, we have to go around the outside. Didn't mean to run that far wide, but thankfully it didn't open up the door early enough for him to consider sticking his nose down the inside. So Lewis does another fastest lap of the race. He is just absolutely flying. Yeah, so long as Seb doesn't get like a crazily good run coming out of the sort of the snail section, I think we'll be okay here. Just try to put the hammer down, and as I say that, he gets an absolutely ridiculous run. So let's just defend to the inside. Got it, mix 3, I'm sure he does as well. Let's see if we can outbrake him. No reason not to defend this at this point. Don't know if we have quite enough to be able to run mix 3 all the way around, so bump it into standard. Just through the slower snail section.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Seb just has an enormous amount more traction there. So we sort of just kind of half defend into that corner. So it looks like we have a McLaren Honda in front of us. Probably just going to have to do the exact same thing here as he gets another very good run, as Kimi has already finished the Grand Prix. Just defend the inside again, make him go around the long way. No idea what this lap car is going to do. It is Fernando. We just kind of ran Seb wide. I think this is going to be awesome. Yeah, well defended. P2 at China.
Okay, good job, mate. Really well done. That was a fantastic drive.
A great win then for the Maranello team today.
Maurizio needs to go to a hairstylist. Like, seriously. What in the world is wrong with your hair, man?
Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance.
So Kimi has started off this championship incredibly well. K-Mag celebrating P8, as he did actually in Mexico yesterday.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium.
On to the podium, Star Spangled Banner, climbing a little bit further up from third to second. Let's see how high we can get that thing on the podium over the course of the season. Thanks to whoever just tuned in here right as we're celebrating our P2 here at China. Absolutely crazy to be able to do this in a Williams on the hardest AI difficulty setting.
This result affects the Drivers' Championship. It's a good result for Kimi Raikkonen, who extends his advantage at the top of the championship. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, he had a great drive today, somewhat unexpected maybe, but I'm going to go for Kevin Magnussen. Quick, clean, and in control.
And he gives K-Mag
and now
driver of the
let's
day.
take a look at the constructors' standings. Ferrari moved to the top of the table. Meanwhile, Toro Rosso's strong weekend allows them to continue their march up the table. There'll be plenty more.
So we managed to actually climb up to P3 in the constructors and nearly ahead of Red Bull. And we got 47 points thanks to a really strong showing by Felipe today. He had absolutely no pace in qualifying, some like 2 seconds off the pace. But yeah, he turned it around in the race, went from P10 thanks to Ricardo's grid drop, and yeah, he was able to do a one-stop and able to get P5. So really nice result, solid 28 points for the team. Yeah, who knows? Maybe we could even be in for a shout of like top 3 in the constructors as well if kind of the works teams just keep struggling when it comes to reliability and everything. So Valtteri had to do 2 pit stops, started P3 and he finished 14th, and then obviously Lewis had his puncture. So we got a few more minutes here before we clock over to 2 hours. Try to wrap it up here momentarily. But yeah, I'm just gonna actually may as well show the start here down into the first corner. Oh wow, so it's actually 4 wide. Wow. This has all sorts of shades of AOR race at Bahrain. Go check out Ranger Carrot's channel if you're curious as to the 4 wide situation there. So yeah, 4 wide into the first corner. I was wondering why Lewis was pinching me so much down the inside. So yeah, just a little bit of contact there, which then that forced Seb really wide, and obviously once the contact was made, I just drifted really wide. Because that's a really crazy shot there. Seb trying to rejoin the track, but then Lewis is still hooked on Bottas's right front wheel, as he's just going flying off the track. So that would be the reason why those guys really fell back at the beginning. So yeah, and then we just kind of try to settle into a bit of a rhythm. But yeah, let's put the focus on Lewis. Now we're gonna get some crazy fast. All right, lap times here. We're just gonna try to. That was him overtaking me at the end of lap 2, and we're just gonna speed up until we get pretty much to the end of his second pit stop. Whenever he comes out from his second stop, because he was leading this race very, very comfortably. So I'm definitely very curious as to why he suffered a puncture or something on his lap. I wasn't able to actually see. Wasn't actually able to see what happened to him. Oh, so that was sort of a late dive bomb there down the inside of Danny Rick, and actually made a little bit of contact with the torpedo. Oh wow, and then he went around the outside and into the final corner. Pretty crazy. Lewis making mincemeat of the competition there on the fresh tires and the Mercedes. Now he's closing up to the back of was, I guess, that signs in the Toro Rosso. Normal speed just looks really crazy now after fast forwarding like this. Yeah, I've turned down the motion blur as well, so it just looks like you're crawling. So I'm guessing this is, okay, so this is Felipe. So we had DRS on him. And so he was stuck behind him for, yeah, like a lap or two here. He's able to get past. Pretty easy move there. Not exactly sure what lap it is. But yeah, let's just skip ahead until I see him go into the pit lane. Actually, I probably should only be about another lap or two. At least these laps go by really quickly. This is pretty much what it feels like if anybody's... Okay, so he's going in the pits again. So he's going on to a set of mediums. And he's leaving the pit lane. Everything looks fine here. So we're just going to come out of the pit lane. I think he did rejoin into some traffic, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe not. It looks like he's pretty much up to speed here. Short shifting along. I mean, I guess if it's any tire that must have punctured on him, it had to have been a rear tire. I think this is about when it happens to him. Oh wow! So he was just going through the middle sector, and kind of right as he touched the inside curb for this double apex, the right rear tire just blew. You can hear the air come out of it. Wow, so that's crazy for him. So yeah, even in fast forward here, it's gonna not even look that fast as he's just swerving all over the place down the back straight as he limped around and lost essentially an entire lap. So that's crazy. I mean, came out on brand new mediums, and then on his out lap, the tire blew up. So yeah, that was an easy win for Lewis. That unfortunately went by the wayside. So yeah, and then he came straight back in for another set of supers, and I think he did like another 1 or 2 stops before the end. So yeah, we were able to just hold on to second from Seb. So yeah, Lewis did end up making 4 pit stops. That's a very curious decision why he just didn't go back onto another set of mediums and go to the end, but I'm sure he probably still wouldn't have been able to score points anyways. Alright, so I think unless we have another invitational event, that'll probably wrap it up. So yeah, we get a few more R&D points, 100% clean laps. We did have one infraction. Can't remember exactly what that was for, but yeah, overall I would say that was a very clean weekend, unlike Australia. So yeah, obviously completely smashing Felipe here on the rivalry update. So we're already 8 points ahead, and I'm sure we'll be able to jump way clear of him here if he keeps having the really poor performances that he's had in the first couple of races. But he did do well today, like 20 seconds behind us, getting a P5. So definitely not a bad result. I'm glad the team put him on a very good tire strategy. So all this career scores and all that. So yeah. Yeah, really fun race. P3 from Australia, P2 here at China. So yeah, we're looking really good for the championship. Kimmy's won the first 2 races, so unless he has any kind of reliability problems soon or later in the season or something, probably no chance to go for the title. Because I really doubt we'll be able to outdevelop the top teams. But yeah, we're looking we're looking pretty strong after the first couple of races. So yeah, I don't know exactly when I'll stream Bahrain, but that'll be coming up next. If you enjoyed the stream, please consider giving it a like and subscribe if you want to look forward to more live streams F1 2017. And just as a reminder, no restarts, no flashbacks, none of that, as you would have seen if you would have gone through the whole as you would have gone through the entire race. So no redos, no retries, just like real life. And yeah, this is hard a difficulty as we can get, and we're just trying to get Williams back to the top, and that's the team that I drive for in the Apex Online Racing top split, the F1 League. So if you head over to apexonlineracing.com, if you're interested in doing some online league racing, that is a really good place to start. They have plenty of divisions, pretty open in terms of people joining. If there's a spot, then yeah, they pretty much will put you in. So yeah, I will let you guys know via Twitter when I'll do another stream. So yeah, we'll look forward to Bahrain next time out, and I will see you guys next time.